Okay. Good evening, everybody. It's Glenn from Park Transit, Australia. I just want to do a third and final video on the coding series of how to code a car park occupancy solution based on a camera. Previous two was just to set up the idea. Now I just want to run a simple example to see if I can detect if a car has changed. I will run this program now. All right, so this is the image. This is one of the images here. The background image I'm referencing is here. So I've taken another couple of photos, in fact a few photos of a car park in Wollongong, and I've marked out 4 spaces here, and I'm going to use these red squares as the area of which I'm going to test if there's a change in the background image. If you look at space 3, space 3 is going to be predominantly a grey area like bitumen, similar to the grey in front of it in the driving aisle. And what I can detect, and you might be able to see this somewhat, is I'm going to detect if a car has parked in space 3, and then if you look at the second image, it has. But in space 4, there has been no change. So I'm going to compare space 3 and space 4 to see if there's been any change. The net change in image is, as you can see in space 3 in the top left, you see this image here if you zoom in, and that white area represents the change in the image, in the background image. The difference between the background image, the first image where it was vacant, and the second image where it's got a car in it. And the net change, if you look at the top left screen, will be the area with the white pixels. And then I count the white pixels. I did the same for space 4, and probably due to lighting variations and so forth, if you look at the top left, there's a little bit of white pixel, but not much. Okay, so I have done an output, a technical output, which hopefully I can see. Okay, space 3 pixels. So there's about 1923 white pixels. Based on that, the space has changed. Something has changed. Space 4 is unchanged. I can't say definitively if there's a car in it or not unless I know what it was originally. If it was originally vacant and it's changed, I guess it's occupied. So what I next have to do, if I feel I need to do this, is to work out what is the native color of the space. Now that's going to be a bit of a challenge because here we know what an empty space looks like, but a computer can't necessarily know that. As the light fades, as it gets from dark to light, if a sudden cloud cover, for all intents and purposes, the computer may think that the space has in fact changed and gone from vacant to occupied. So you need a reference. So what you could probably do is use the driving aisle as a reference. So as it gets darker, the bitumen in front of space 3 and space 4, the bitumen area will likely get darker as well. Occasionally people will walk past and that kind of thing. So you need the right software to make the whole thing a bit more coherent. And so that it allows for changes, and you can compare that space against what it would look like if it was vacant. So there's a few tricks that you could do, I think, but you do get an output, which is good to know. And this output here is data. So that's we now have data that we can now enter into an SQL database, and of course that can be fed to a parking application or a variable message. So I think that'll be it for now. I'm happy to do more coding on it if someone wants me to do it. If you want me to do more coding and try to actually pull it off all the way, I'm pretty certain I can do it. It's just a matter of working hard to put it all in MySQL and then getting queries off MySQL. I don't think it'd be too hard to do a system. It's just a very time consuming just to get all the coding right, and you don't even really want to do this if you're going to actually apply it. So I have another coding project I want to do. This project is much more complicated and may have some commercial value. So that's to do with Bluetooth and a few other database things. So anyway, that's it. I look forward to doing another video in the near future. Thank you.